Hello all. In today's video we will see how to generate a Hamming code for a given data. Hamming code is a single bit error correction and detection technique where parity bits are inserted at specific position to enable error detection and correction. So here for example I have taken a 4-bit data 1010, so my data size m is equal to 4. Now the first step is to find the number of parity bits required to be inserted in the Hamming code, and the second step is we have to identify the value of each parity bit. So there is a standard formula: 2 raised to p should be greater than equal to m plus p plus 1. Okay. Now the value of m we already know, which is 4 because my data size is 4. So we have to find the value of p by using a trial and error method starting with p is equal to 1. So if I take p is equal to 1, this equation is not satisfied. For p is equal to 2, again this equation is not satisfied. Okay. For p is equal to 3, the equation is satisfied because 2 raised to 3 is 8, and here m means 4 plus 3 plus 1 is 8. So that means it is equal to. So this equation is satisfied for p is equal to 3. So my p will be 3. That means I will require 3 parity bits in my Hamming code. Okay. Now next step is where these 3 parity bits will be inserted. So since there are 3 parity bits, I can number the parity bits as P0, P1 and P2. Now parity bits are always inserted at the position of power of 2, that is 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2, 2 raised to 3 and so on. 2 raised to 0 is 1, 2 raised to 1 is 2, 2 raised to 2 is 4, 2 raised to 3 is 8 and so on. But since there are 3 parity bits will be inserted at position number 1, 2 and 4, and our Hamming code size will be of 7 bits. Why 7 bits? Because 4 the data bits and plus 3 the number of parity bits. So my Hamming code size will be of 7 bits. In that 7 bits at position number 1, 2 and 4, my 3 parity bits will be inserted. Okay. Now the next step is we have to find the value of each parity bit. Okay. So here you can see, since the size of my Hamming code is 7, so I have written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 positions, and at position number 1 as we have seen P0, P1, and at position number 4 P2. So parity bits P0, P1 and P2 will be inserted at the power of 2, that is 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1 and 2 raised to 2, and the remaining bits, the data bits, will be inserted D0, D1, D2, D3. Now for example we have taken a 4-bit data 1010, so this will be my D0, D1, D2 and D3. So we can insert this value of data at the remaining position. Okay. So here I can write 1, 0, 1 and 0 because the data is already known. We have to find the value of P0, P1 and P2. So for P0, now we will see which positions to check. So P0 we will check at position, here P0 is at position number 1. So P0 will be checked at position starting with position number 1. So 1, check 1, then skip the next one, check 1, skip the next one, that means 1, then skip the next position 2, consider 3, skip 4, consider 5, skip 6, consider 7. Okay. Otherwise we can allocate binary equivalent to this 7 digits and check at the LSB bit 1. So for check at this position which digits are having LSB position as 1. So 1, then 3, then 7, 5 and 7. So 1, 3, 5 and 7. Next is P1. Okay. Now P1 is at position number 2. So we have to check 2 bits. Okay. You can remember this way. So P is at position number 2. So check 2 bit, skip 2 bit, check 2 bit, skip 2 bit. So 2. So starting with 2, check 2 bit, 2 and 3. So you will have 2, 3, skip 4, 5, check 6 and 7. Second method is, since the second LSB is 1, so check the position at which the second LSB is 1. So 2, 3, 4 and 5 are not having, 6 and 7. So this way also you can write down the digit 2, 3, 6, 7. Next is P2. So P2 is at position number 4. So check 4 bit, skip 4 bit. So check 4 bit means starting with 4, 4, 5, 6, 7. So check 4, 5, 6 and 7 and skip the next bit, but we don't have any bit after 8. So 4, 5, 6, 7 will be considered. Now at position 1 it is P0. We don't know what is P0. 3, 5 and 7. 3, 5 and 7. At 3 it is D0. Value of D0 is known, which is 0. At 5 it is D1. Value of D1 is known, which is 1. At 7 it is D3. Value of D3 is 1, which is known. So we can insert these values of 3, 5 and 7. Similarly for P1, position number 2 is P1, which we don't know. So I will write P1 as it is. 3, 6 and 7. 3 it is 0, 6 it is 0 and 7 it is 1. Similarly check for P2. So 4 at bit number 4 it is P2. So write the P2 as it is. 5, 6 and 7. 5, 6 and 7, that is D1, D2, D3. The data position bits are already known. D1 is 1, D2 is 0, D3 is 1. So 1, 0, 1. Okay. Now from this we have to calculate the value of P0, P1 and P2. Okay. Now first what we have to see the question. Okay. Now the question was asked here. Here you can see the question. Here the question was asked, generate a Hamming code for a given data using even parity. Okay. So you can generate a Hamming code for even parity. You can generate a Hamming code for odd parity. So here first I will generate a Hamming code for even parity, and then we will see how to do it for odd parity also. Okay. So here it is even parity. So again there are different ways in which you can check for even parity. So now you look at this data P0, 0, 1, 1. Okay. Now I want a Hamming code for even parity. Okay. So I want a data for even parity. So even parity means what? Number of ones should be even. If you are checking for odd parity, then number of data should be odd. So here it is even parity. So 0, 1, 1. Here already even number of ones are there. See, 2 ones are there. So it is already even. So my parity bit P0, I will make it 0 so that 0, 0, 1, 1 remains even. So my parity bit P0 will be 0 so that the given parity bits remains 0. Okay. Similarly for P1 again there are 0, 0, 1. So my parity bit P1 should be 1 so that the number of ones are even in this bracket, because we are designing a Hamming code for even parity. Okay. So 0, 0, 1, there is a single one. So I will make P1 is equal to 1 so that I will have even number of ones. Opposite procedure you have to do for odd also. Okay. Now P2. Okay, P2 101 101, there are two ones here, so they are even, so my P2 value should be 0 so that it remains even. Second method is you can do XORing of 0 1 0. Okay, you can perform a XOR operation. You can perform a XOR operation 0 XOR 1 XOR 1, okay, which will be 0. Now what is XORing? Okay, XOR means the output is 1 only for odd number of ones. Okay, for odd number of ones the output is 1. Now here are even number of ones, so the output will be 0. Similarly here also I can perform operation XOR operation on 0 0 1. So 0 XOR 0. Oh, okay, 1 minute again. 0 XOR 0 XOR 1, so odd number of ones, so output of means it will be 1. Similarly here there are even number of 1, so if I XOR this, P2 will be 0. So you can either have a XOR operation on this data, or you can just check for the parity whether it should be odd or even. Okay, according to the question, here we are designing for even parity, so here the number of ones are already even, so parity bit should be 0. Here the number of 1 is already odd, to make it even P1 should be equal to 1. Here there are already even number of ones, so P2 should be equal to 0. Same thing, if the question is asked for a odd parity, you can consider it in a opposite way. Okay, so instead of 0, P1 will be 1, this will get invert, this will get invert. So it is easy method. Even if you doing for a odd parity, the steps will be same. We have to check for odd condition for P0, P1, P2. Okay, now this was for even condition. So now the value of P0, P1, P2 are known. Okay, that is 0 1 0. So the next step will be I can insert the value of P0, P1, P2. P0 was 0, 0, 1, 0. So this is my Hamming code with even parity, and if the same question is asked, generator data 10 Hamming code for 101 for odd parity, then if this is 0, it will, you can use XNOR condition, or you can check for odd parity, it will just get invert. So I will have 1 0 1. So this is how you can generate a Hamming code for a odd or even parity for a given data size. Okay. So thank you for watching the video. Hope the concept was clearly understood by all. Thank you once again.